From a strange man leaving unsettling notes where he killed a duck, to Arab being threatened by a gangster.
Hey, brother. Sorry, brother.
These are some of the most disturbing moments ever caught on stream. While on his tour in Hungary in 2024, iShowSpeed encountered a woman who made no effort to hide her disdain for him.
Middle fingers to me!
Speed was shaken and confused. He turned around and approached the woman to ask what he could have possibly done to deserve such an insulting gesture.
Why you put a middle finger to me? Why you put a middle finger to me, Mel? Ready? No, she put a middle finger up to me.
Suddenly, the woman pretended as though nothing had happened, but Speed wasn't having it. He continued to press her for an explanation. When the situation became tense, Speed and a man at the table came to a simple agreement. Speed would go the other way, while the man would step in to warn the woman about her disrespectful behavior.
It's okay?
Let's agree then. You go one way and we'll carry on with our dinner.
All right, okay. Well, next time, tell that young lady not to throw a middle finger at me, because I didn't do anything to her, okay? All right?
In 2015, a group of New Zealand students set out to film at a train station for a school project, an ordinary task that quickly turned into a chilling encounter they would never forget. It was evening, and the students hoped to capture something noteworthy for their assignment. But as they filmed, they noticed something deeply unsettling: a masked couple standing near their school. The pair wore matching white masks and stared directly at the camera with an eerie intensity, sending shivers down the students' spines. At first, they assumed it was just a harmless prank by fellow students, but then they noticed something that turned their unease into sheer terror. The masked figures were holding guns, and before they could process what was happening, the couple started following them.
I don't know. Oh, shit. Where's the other one? Where's the other one?
Terrified, the students fled as fast as they could and immediately reported the encounter to their tutor. When they returned to the railway station, they found armed police officers and the Police Eagle helicopter already searching for the masked couple. Eventually, the pair was arrested for disturbing the peace and carrying firearms. While streaming one of his IRL sessions at a restaurant, Ice Poseidon found himself in a situation that quickly spiraled out of control. Somehow, his location was leaked and his viewers, realizing where he was, and began prank calling the restaurant owner. But that wasn't the worst of it. As Ice Poseidon tried to enjoy his meal, the restaurant owner suddenly appeared and confronted him.
Hi.
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster. So you better leave here right now before there's trouble with yourself. You understand that? You're with the mob over here. You better leave now. Got it?
I apologize.
You better leave now.
What's going on?
The sooner you leave, the better.
Cold chill ran through Ice Poseidon. He knew this wasn't an empty threat. Without hesitation, he gathered his things and left, narrowly avoiding a situation that could have taken a far darker turn than it was already looking.
As soon as you go, you better go now.
I will be gone. Thank you very much for your business. I definitely don't want to with the mob. Okay. All right, so there you go.
Another disturbing moment captured on stream involved Arab and a gangster. During one of his IRL streams, Arab was relaxing outside, enjoying the view. However, his camera accidentally caught the face of a man lying on the grass nearby. At first, the man seemed reasonably annoyed about being filmed, but as the conversation escalated, it became clear to Arab that this was more than just a random stranger upset about privacy.
I'm not trying to start any issues.
Arab apologized repeatedly, trying to explain that he meant no harm. But by this point, the man had grown suspicious. He suspected Arab was a cop and began making threats. Things took a terrifying turn when the man suddenly reached into his bag as if to grab a gun. That was all Arab needed to see. He didn't wait to confirm anything further. He grabbed his things and got out of there fast.
I'm not a pig, brother. Hey, brother. Sorry, brother. My bad, dog.
Do it live.
We'll do it live! That guy just whipped out a gun.
Do it live.
I'll write it and we'll
do it live.
Another disturbing moment captured on stream was a chilling discovery made by YouTuber Bryn. In the 4th episode of Burbeck's, Bryn's urban exploration, he ventured deep into the infamous suicide forest, only to stumble upon something unexpected: ancient tombs carved into the rock below and a cave right underneath a tree.
Shit, it's a cave. There's literally a cave. It's under a tree. There's the shrine.
But why was this discovery so unsettling? Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Sea of Trees, lies at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. At its entrance stands a solemn sign reminding visitors that life is a precious gift. This isn't just a poetic sentiment. The forest has gained worldwide notoriety as a suicide hotspot. Between 2013 and 2015 alone, over 100 people entered its depths and never to return.
This looks like a clock. That's really strange. Why would they leave a clock here? What does it mean?
But the most horrifying moment came when he unknowingly walked past what appeared to be a lifeless body of a person in a yellow raincoat, hanging silently from a tree.
Is that... I don't really set out...
The deeper he went, the heavier the atmosphere became, but he remained positive about it, even when he stumbled upon a shrine carved out of stone.
Just get lost in a place. Because sometimes when you get lost, you find things that you didn't know you were looking for. Like this little...
The YouTuber Phil ran a channel called Hike Slam where he uploaded his solo hiking trips. But on the night before Thanksgiving 2021, an overnight hike on the Appalachian Trail took a terrifying turn. At first, the hike was normal until he found trash covered in strange handwriting. As he continued, he discovered a series of eerie notes arranged in a trail and leading up to a freshly killed duck.
What the hell?
He found more notes that resembled cryptic poems, but what spooked Phil most was that there was a nearby campsite with a fire that stood ominously in the dark. 2 women later approached Phil, asking if he'd seen the man leaving dead animals and unsettling notes. When he mentioned the campsite, they became frightened and asked him to escort them back. But that night, at a different shelter, things took a darker twist. As Phil flipped through the shelter log, his stomach dropped. The handwriting matched the notes from miles away.
This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense.
As Phil tried to sleep, he heard footsteps. This terrified him, and Phil, unwilling to spend any moment longer, slipped away into the night, checking over his shoulder the whole way back to his truck. To this day, no one knows who wrote the notes, or what he might have done if Phil had stayed. Another streamer who had a disturbing encounter on stream was Robsy, a Twitch streamer. One night, while streaming, he suddenly heard a loud banging sound from somewhere in his apartment. Fully startled, he turned around and realized the door behind him had actually shut on its own. To make things even creepier, the light in the corridor flickered on by itself.
But yeah, that was the tragic story of my my bringing down of my dearest Lydia. Oh my! The fuck was that?
He went to check it out, but there was nothing there. He cautiously switched off the light and returned to his seat, trying to shake off the eerie feeling. But just as he settled back in, the light came back on. The same unsettling events kept repeating, doors moving on their own, lights turning on without explanation, escalating Robsy's fear. But his fear escalated when things started falling to the ground on their own.
Guys, it's not like we needed any sleep or anything.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Fuck this.
This totally freaked Robsy out, and he realized he couldn't stay in the apartment any longer. He ended the stream and left, unwilling to find out what might happen next.
You know what, fuck it, I'm leaving.
happened next? On December 18th, 2022, 33-year-old Stephen McCullough, known as YouTuber VoteSaxon07, live-streamed himself playing GTA. While his stream appeared normal, his pregnant girlfriend Natalie McNally was being brutally murdered at her home. The next morning, when no one could reach her, Stephen went to her house and found her lifeless body. She had been stabbed multiple times, showing clear signs of a struggle.
Detectives from the Major Investigation Team have now launched a murder investigation following the death of Natalie McNally in Lurgan. This follows the results of the post-mortem.
Since he reported the crime and there was no sign of forced entry, Stephen became the prime suspect. But the post-mortem report placed Natalie's death during his livestream, seemingly clearing his name. But then who was responsible for the death of Natalie? Authorities had no idea. Then, CCTV footage showed a man matching Stephen's build approaching Natalie's house at 8:52 p.m., leaving 40 minutes later. Suspicion reignited, and Stephen was investigated again despite the confusion on how he could have been in two places at the same time. This was when a chilling discovery was made. Officials discovered the livestream was pre-recorded, created on December 14th, 4 days before the murder. A taxi driver also confirmed picking up Stephen near Natalie's house at 9:30 p.m. and dropping him at his home, where he ran inside, proving he wasn't live streaming in real time. Even more disturbing, Stephen's stream contained eerie clues. First, he blamed his streamer network for why he wouldn't be able to chat with his audience.
Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So, by all means, talk amongst yourselves.
Then a James Bond No Time to Die poster appeared at 9:15 p.m., the same time Natalie was killed. He also sang about killing in-game.
Need to take her down, 'cause I won't pass the mission if I don't get this to die. Tra-la-la.
And strangely chuckled at a pun resembling her name.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
With this cold, calculated deception unraveled, Stephen was arrested for murder. He remains in custody, awaiting trial in May 2025. A chilling case of a murderer trying to outsmart the system, using a fake livestream to cover for his evil.